Good morning. Today is October 14th. It is Monday. It is Columbus Day, so happy Columbus Day if you celebrate that. We are in the local vigilance area today doing some field work and drone work and the like. So that's our day. We were planning to go to Vermont, but we're going to be there at the end of the week, so we changed our plans. It was a little more expedient to come here today. And this area does need a little bit more attention, so that's our plan for today, and we're going to get moving. And as always, I'll try to catch as much of the fall colors because they are part of the day. So with any luck, that'll be an enjoyable part of the video, but we're going to get moving, and what we get, we get. We'll see. All right, so we're towards the back end of the high meadow area. It's kind of overgrown, so my hope of running into some moose tracks or something are probably not going to pan out. So probably going to just be more fall colors and the like, but we'll see what we can find. I'm also in here because I'm trying to determine when the mid to late fall activity period in here starts, because past experience would indicate it kind of varies year to year as the seasons up here with New England's lovely schizophrenic weather patterns can vary. Sometimes we have mild winter, sometimes we get absolutely pounded. So that can affect things. Some years are quiet. This is a less consistent area. Nice fall colors down there. But not even one moose track, huh? We'll have to look deeper. But yeah, the Vermont area is more consistently active. Folks that do work in the Adirondacks more than I would probably say the same, if they know what they're doing. If they know where to look and they're consistently following up on established patterns. Some groups do, some groups just never seemed very good at that. I won't mention names, but it in my opinion, that's how you do that. You have an area that has activity, you work it until you establish the source of the activity, or you see it drop off and you move on to something else. But I guess not everybody does that all the time. Interesting thing to note already today. Testimony to people walking by an unusually shaped but otherwise mundane object. I walked by a root ball coming in, and I will be damned if it didn't look exactly like the side view of a grazing moose, which this time of year you have to kind of be mindful of given the fact that it's kind of their mating season. And while females might be more skittish due to aggressive males, the males themselves are like probably the most dangerous animal in the woods these days until the mating season is over and things kind of calm down off of that. But it turned out just to be a root ball. But the point is, a lot of times folks will post things on social media and, you know, kind of like, I'm not saying it is, but it might be. And inevitably one person will ask the inevitable and correct question. Why didn't you just walk up to the thing to see what it was? Which is effectively what I did. And I'm like, okay, it's a root ball, but I mean, you back up and you look at it from the right angle, and that thing exactly looks like a moose. And I'm like, this close in rutting season, if that's a bull, this could be a very bad place to be. Because I suddenly noticed that there wasn't really a lot between me and it. If it was, and it decided it felt like charging. Diving for cover and praying for a non-fatal outcome as I walk into the woods. In past years, there's been at least 2 or 3 moose in this stretch of woods too, so it's not like you can't run into them. But kind of taking a look back here to see if there's any sign of life, because the way this is kind of hollowed out by past logging, it's easy enough for something to come in and get up close to the meadow, because people on occasion do come back here and I've seen kids picnicking out on the meadow because they've kind of like logged it out, so it's more of a meadow. I personally have hammocked in a stretch of that. I think I posted a video a couple of years ago where there was a brush fire. There's a nice view right there of the, actually I guess it is more if you're walking out, but I'm not quite there yet before we move into another section of the forest. But we'll there's a stupid bee just flew right towards my, I don't know if I got caught on camera. Yeah, I'm not really finding much, so we're going to move on. I would like to wish a friend of mine, Chris Reinhardt, a belated birthday. He had a birthday during the week. And good luck in the 400 this week. Looking for, he and his compadres are out that way for sign in the Midwest right now. So wish them luck. And my plans for the next few weeks, I plan to be in, I'm doing 3 days in Vermont next weekend, and the weekend after that, there's something in here, hold on. I just heard a snap branch. So, usually indicative of a larger animal, so if I get to see it. First of all, there's that nice view, sort of. But my more immediate focus is on what just broke that branch. Be it bear, deer, or moose. Let's get out to an open spot where you can look in a bit. Also have to be mindful of mosquitoes. Even though it's not dusk or dawn, nobody wants triple E. And I just saw a mosquito fly by. Whatever it was, it seems to have hunkered down. And that would point me in the direction it's probably Bambi. Because a moose, if it got spooked and ran off, you would definitely hear that, and a bear usually will just keep going. Not really break into a run if he's already moving away from it. It'll just kind of walk off. But, and when I was walking over this way, I did notice a number of indentations that would suggest a deer bedding area. So there's probably a whitetail or two in here. But other than me doing some narration and scenery showing here, this is all overgrown and covered in pine needles, so it's not really giving up any particular sign of anything interesting. So quick pan. Back there that I'm pointing at now is an area that I've hammocked in before, just for the sake of pointing that out. But we the track check is a bust, but we'll because it's open, it'd be a nice place to set up trail cams, except that we're on the cusp of hunting season, and hunters do frequent this area. Not so much today, apparently, but they do, and I don't really like having cameras stolen, so, which has only happened once, but still. Luckily, they were the cheap ones. But as for hunting accidents, I think, and I'm going to put a big disclaimer, I think it currently is bow hunting season, and I'm a lot more trusting of bow hunters than slop hunters, because if you know anything about bow hunting, a hunting arrow, once it's fully fletched and has a broadhead on it, it's a little bit of a monetary commitment. So bow hunters tend not to be overly trigger happy, and they'll say have a lot more disposable income than I do. So I'm gonna end this segment with a quick pan of the meadow, and we're gonna move down the hill a ways and then find our way back. Nope. Maybe get more this way, and we'll end the segment here. Just a quick stopping by somebody's sleeping dent. I mentioned a few. That's either a trail or another one. Just basically sign that Bambi's been sleeping here is all. And they're probably fond of the deep undergrowth stuff. It's an easy place to find cover this time of year, so just thought I'd point that out. The last time that I was in here, as I was walking out, I heard a large crunch thud kind of thing, and what I'm showing you would seem to be the cause of that. I just thought that might make for an interesting segment. Two trees have come down, and they're decent size, and I heard something like that as I was leaving, I want to say 2 weeks ago. So there you go, there's your cause. And not really sure what caused them to do that, but every now and then you'll see that happen.